one puff. Everybody knows the rules. All right, you ready for this? All right, welcome to PipeCast, special Halloween edition. We're smoking Cornell Diehl Small Batch The Beast. I would say let's go over there and take a look at the blend. I guess we might still interject a look at it, but I'm not going to be able to tell you the components because my child destroyed all my blending tobacco. So I don't have any yet. But, maybe we'll still look at it. So we'll do that right now. Alright, what we have here is Cornell Diehl's Small Batch The Beast. What I'm about to read for you is from Tobacco Review's website. So from Cornell Diehl's, actually this is on Tobacco Review's website, but it's from Cornell Diehl's website. So the Beast features 51% Perique, soaked in spiced rum for 7 days, and supported by C&D's proprietary Red Virginia Cavendish, unsweetened Black Cavendish, and a whisper of dark-fired Kentucky. Given Perique's naturally high nicotine levels, its majority presence makes for quite a robust smoke, yet as a mixture it's exceedingly complex. The modest addition of dark-fired Kentucky lends the blend a subtle tangy note of mesquite smoke, with the Red Virginia and unsweetened Black Cavendish supporting the Perique's natural flavors of stone fruits and piquant spice. Forgive me. So it's a 51% Perique. The base is Perique. The only blend I know that's like that. And I mean you can tell. I mean now of course it's got unsweetened Black Cavendish. So I mean this blend is just it is a dark blend. But the majority of that is Perique, which is somewhat unusual. It mentions on the website that Aleister Crowley, he's the part of the Order of the Golden Dawn and all that mess. It was rumored that he would smoke rum-soaked Perique as a meditative aid. So this is kind of their attempt to get into that. So I'm sure we'll get a little bit more into that into the review. But yeah, this is a Perique blend if I've ever seen one. So let's get over there and see how it smokes.
Alright, that was the Beast. And, what's interesting about this is it's, I think, 50% Perique. Mm. And, it smells like, filthy gym socks. That's pretty accurate. Perique smells pretty horrible.
Yeah.
This has got like I was telling him, it feels like going in one of those, like, Asian markets. It's just, not everything individually smells bad, but everything together smells horrible. It's like you got crab and redfish and then all these crazy spices and stuff, and it's like, wow, I like all of those things. Them together don't work, So
rough.
That's the way that is. It's way worse on the nose than you would expect it to. I mean, I guess than I would expect it to be. I just don't like it. I just almost kind of feel like I'm cracking a, what do you call those things? Those smelling salts?
Oh,
as soon as I get a whiff of it, I'm like,
it brings me back to HH Acadian Perique. Like that kind of is what that smelled like to me.
Mm. But the way it smokes is pretty good, actually. So this is combined with, so obviously we know, I guess its base is going to be Perique. Then you have, to kind of round it out, dark-fired, Black Cavendish, Red Virginia. So It's a 4-component blend, and can't really taste any toppings or anything on it. But I would say that there's a kind of a sweetness to the blend.
Well, I don't know if you said it, but it says it's Red Virginia Cavendish. So the Red Virginia has been Cavendish as well. So you got Black Cavendish and the Virginia has been Cavendish.
Okay.
So that could be adding some sweetness.
Could be, but I don't think they put like a sugar casing on it. Well, they might have. I can't pinpoint what they put on it to top it with. but it doesn't taste bad.
No, it's not as bad as you think based on the smell leading into it. And I guess it has a little bit of age. I mean, it's from February. And so we just opened it before we hit record. And it's fitting if it smells like an Asian market because you're pipe, right?
Yeah, this is a Japanese Suge pipe or whatever, but I don't know if that's the way you pronounce it. That's the way I've always pronounced it.
Suge?
Tsuge.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But now that you spelled it, I know what you're talking about. And then I'm in the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Peterson. I think this year they're putting these out in system pipes for Halloween.
Oh, really?
But this is from maybe 2020. I don't know. This is older than that pipe.
Where you just get it off the web, or did you buy it at a show?
Smoking pipes. Yeah, I got off the web.
I thought maybe you gotten one at like a humidor when they were doing like a Peterson run or something.
No, yeah, I saw some at a. I think that's where I thought about getting one. I saw it at a show because I was like, I really like I like Jekyll and Hyde the story, but also I like the fact that it's smooth and rusticated, but it's a little big. I don't smoke it a lot because it's so big.
Jekyll and Hyde's one of those ones where it's like, I know the story, never read the story.
I only ever read the Great Illustrated Classics version. It's got the Dollar General $2 stamp on it.
Yeah. That's Robert Louis Stevenson that wrote that?
I think so. But I only ever read, I guess, that version. I don't know how different it is. I don't know if they take things out.
It's probably not as detailed, but it's probably not. It doesn't stray away from the general plot.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the general plot is like just man meddling with his own.
Yeah, it's just
a classic science project gone wrong.
Yeah, I mean it's hipster nutty professor. That's all it is. I mean that in the terms of here's a little background. We're getting away from the blend for a second, but when the reason why Zach gravitated to me to become friends early on was that like Rear Window was one of my favorite movies, but then I talked about how I like Disturbia. Not that I like Disturbia more in the movie, but I just talked about it more often. Yeah. You're like, that's totally not hipster.
Yeah.
The hipster would go on and on about how Hitchcock.
Right.
And just you know. And I'm over here like, yeah, it was Shia LaBeouf, yeah.
He had his upbringing was like, Patrick's younger than me by 5 years.
Yeah.
But then like his pop culture is like 20 years older than me. So he'll be referencing like Dallas and stuff.
But then I miss whatever you reference.
Right, so I'll say something that's just a part of my childhood, and then he goes, yeah, like JR in Dallas. I'm like, no, not like JR in Dallas. That is, I wasn't even born when that show was big. Like,
but then it'll skip over, and then I'll like resonate with some of our buddies and talk about like the movies of early 2000s, like
which is where you pick back up.
Yeah, was it like what's that one that had the guy? They called him B-Rad. What was it? Malibu? What's up, Malibu?
Wanted?
You know,
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah, B-Rad G. And Be Cool.
See, this is the problem with him.
But see, we got a buddy that well, he used to work with both of us, and then he left, and then Zach left with him. So now they both work at a different place than I do. And that's his cup of tea.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Like that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's like an ICP kind of guy.
Yeah. But yeah, regardless, you know, like I said, Jekyll and Hyde is that story of like, kind of like the Nutty Professor is kind of a take on that, a comedic take, where it's more has to do with weight than it is, you know, whatever. But it's kind of similar. But to go to the Beast, it's not bad. I don't know if it's something that I would gravitate to a lot. It's very Perique heavy. It kind of feels like smoking an old chew, and not in a lot of Kiowa. You know, it just some of that smell that from there is like it's like tamed a little bit, but it's still there. You feel it more in the smoke than I've had in other Perique heavy blends. I mean,
And that's the thing, though. You never know. Most people don't tell you how much Perique is in it. They'll either say there's a pinch of Perique, or there's a heavy, a heavy-handed, or they were heavy-handed with the Perique, or there's a generous proportion of Perique. Nobody tells you percentages with Perique,
Right,
hardly
right.
ever. And nowhere ever is it a base other than here.
First, I'm assuming Perique's probably the most expensive tobacco to get hold of.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of process there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it probably is the most expensive. So percentages have always got to be low.
Yeah, for cost measurement. And I mean, just generally, Perique's always been a component.
No, it always seems like it's something that you have as a Perique. Just seems like a weird thing too. Like, why did it come about? Why? I can understand like tobacco fermenting by accident, but then they started pressing it.
Yeah.
Like you look at the barrels that they pressed it in, all this other stuff. It's just just seems like a weird. I don't know. Just like one day someone was like, "You know what's good? Fermented tobacco. Let's make that." Like,
Yeah.
but either way, it's always been condimental. It's never been something that's smoked just outright.
Yeah.
Or at least that's the way I've always understood it. Like, and just the maximum amount of St. James Perique that I think you can get is 50%, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, I don't know.
I mean, would you say that's
Pretty
still?
overpowered.
Would you say that that's still like our so far in, right? Is that still what Perique should be? Like, is it safer to continue to be a condimental, or does this make you think, oh, maybe there's opportunity?
I'd say there's opportunity, but I'd always say that. I wouldn't say just stick to tradition all the time.
Yeah.
But like, I also wouldn't say that this is something I would just throw in a rotation either, which means that you're limited again to tradition.
I think it's interesting enough. I think it's kind of fitting for, we're getting into, we're getting close, or we're here, right? This is this is an episode for Mischief Night. We're here. It's Halloween, and whatnot. It's nice and cool. It kind of fits. It feels. See, we kind of picked it because I think somebody recommended us trying it, and then it kind of just stuck around, and we're like, hey, we need to review this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it around Halloween. But we had already talked about doing Sleepy Hollow, and we've been trying to do Sleepy Hollow for years. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I guess we've just always been lazy about buying it.
yeah. But like, it really seems to fit really well. This beast does with the cooler temperatures
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So I think, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's not rotational in any stretch of the imagination,
No.
but I think it's worth trying. It's not. I'm not offended by it.
I think, yeah. I mean, I definitely think that it's a good, pretty solid blend, like in an experiment for small batch.
Yeah.
But I think that competitively against other blends, it might be middle of the road,
Yeah.
But for something where it's like, we tried an experiment, this is probably one of the better ones you can do when someone's just throwing Hail Mary or something, trying to get something across the line.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is was From Beyond wasn't a small batch?
Was it?
I don't remember. Part of me thinks it
I
was.
thought From Beyond all that stuff was a run with the Lovecraft stuff.
The From Beyond didn't count as like when you look up on smoking pipes, you type and they have like tags. If you're on the website, you can go down there and there's like tags,
Right.
and it's based on series. You hit the old ones, From Beyond's not in there.
Oh, okay.
So From Beyond was kind of, I guess, something different because it was that kind of. Because one minute he found something. Jeremy Reeves found something, and then he was trying to replicate like a 1980s nightcap or something.
Maybe.
I think it was a small batch. If it wasn't, this is the first small batch I've had from Cornell Diehl. I know they kept Carolina Red.
Well, he did like Sundare,
Yeah.
Carolina Red, The Beast, and
What else? I get a lot of because I have a unopened tin of one of their little collaborations with Warped. I think it's called The Haunting.
Yeah, it actually just came out with another one this year.
Did they?
Yeah.
I know they got a Scarecrow line, like one they did Scarecrow last year, I think.
I guess The Haunting is something they do every year.
Is it?
I think so. I think it's
Well,
a seasonal thing.
I got it the first year they did it and haven't opened it yet, so.
We should probably try it at some point.
Yeah, maybe next year. So, but no, like you said, I think this is a good thing for small batch.
Yeah, I mean,
Small batch experimental.
I think we had to live with it for a little bit, and I don't think
It's not your cup of tea.
well, it's interesting, but it's not something that I would just be like, yeah, give me that again.
Yeah.
But watch, I mean, like in a couple of months, I might try it again and then fall in love with it, you know, but I don't know. Usually I don't have as much, not negative, it's just I don't have a lot to say about it. Positive or negative.
Yeah, you'll try it.
I'll
around
try it.
Christmas, and it'll be that cold weather will just make it hit right.
Maybe that's what it is, you know?
I definitely think this is a cold weather blend.
No, it ain't cold enough yet. It's dropped a little bit, but it ain't cold.
Maybe yesterday morning, whenever we're recording this, we had a nice cool. Let me tell you this. You know, traditionally Oktoberfest, what in Germany happens in September.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in one of the local towns, Huntsville, right, they do, the Redstone does one, and it's in September, late September.
Yeah.
Well, the town that the folks live in, it's a German town, founded by German folks. And they do Oktoberfest every year, but of course they do it. They always seem to do it whenever the local college is doing homecoming or around the same time, 1 week off here or there. Well, they've done it this year. It's the first time it's ever been actually decent because it was cool. It was nice and cool. 2 years ago I went there and it was 80 degrees. And I about just died.
Yeah, it's rough.
Not because of the heat. I mean, we can handle 100 degree. I mean, we don't really do 100 degree that often. We can handle 90 with, you know, a lot of humidity. But just 80 degree Oktoberfest don't make no sense. But yesterday was a good one. Let me just tell you that. I'm in a good mood because got to take the boy out to Oktoberfest. It's nice and cool. He got to jump around in the jump houses. He had his jack-o'-lanterns on. You know, it was just a good old time. Looking at tractors and old cars and funnel cakes and crap like that. But so yeah, the weather's getting better. It ain't perfect yet, but it's getting better. Getting better.
It's like, what, 60s right now?
It is 66, and the high is only 67. So I mean, you're at your highest right now, which is
It was 40 last night.
yeah. I think at a certain point out where I'm from, where I live, where you're from, but where I live, it's kind of confusing. It dropped into 30 a little bit, or just a little bit, 39 I think, but yeah, 40s. I think we're probably. What do you think? You think we're going to get one more little batch of 80 degree weather?
Yeah, because usually you get it in November too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Usually summer just doesn't die.
Doesn't leave.
It's just you can't get rid of the thing.
But this blend is good for that cool. So like come January, February, may get a hankering for it.
Yeah.
May get a hankering for it. I don't know if y'all have had the Beast. Let us know what you think.
It's named after Aleister Crowley, who
Really,
yeah,
the weird looking dude.
the most wicked man in the world, as he was described. You know, so I think Jimmy Page bought his mansion or whatever, his house.
Really?
He was like a British dude, but like
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he was British.
back in the day when you could be like hyper fringe and everyone's just like, you're a weirdo, but like your family came from money, so they don't say anything too much about you.
Yeah.
He's one of those. I could go on, but it's pointless. Aleister Crowley's a waste of time.
I was listening to a podcast, which is kind of like a Zach knows. I like those like ones that pretend to be real but are kind of fake. It's like they kind of try to be like serial, but it's a fictionalized story. And they mentioned Dallas Ricali and the whole that was associated with him. It was part of the plot of this thing.
Oh, that's cool.
It was part of the background information. But yeah, so yeah, The Beast. I'd say I'd check it out. I'd give it a
I'd give it a whirl, but I wouldn't stock up on a bunch of it. That's just me.
Unless you really like it.
Which, I saw a description that said it was kind of edamame flavoring or something like that, and it does have this kind of like raw vegetable kind of aspect to it.
Yeah.
But like, it also has a sweetness that is a little bit more pronounced, but nothing floral. I don't know. This blend's all over the place. It's okay. Check it out, like Patrick said, but I don't think you're gonna want to stick with it very long.
I don't think so either. So. All right, well, check it out. Don't get in too much trouble tonight. You know, be respectful of other people's property.
Yeah, or don't. You know, whatever.
Or don't. Be respectful enough, right? You know, maybe inconvenience them, but don't cause damage. Don't cause thousands of dollars of damage.
I mean, the way I look at it is if you're going to go out, commit arson.
If you're going to lace up your boots, you might as well lace them up for a reason, right?
Yeah, right. There ain't nothing funner than jack boots and cans of gasoline. And,
Oh my God.
wait, jack boots ain't laced up. Those are Nazi boots. Whoops. Wait, what are the combat boots? What are they called, combat boots?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, just don't worry about your boots. Just go barefoot and burn down houses.
Wear Doc Martens if you feel fancy.
Yeah.
burn them when you burn the house down.
Yeah. Yeah. One pair of good Doc Martens is a pair of Doc Martens in the trash.
If you need to, go watch Stuff and Things. He'll tell you what boots to wear.
Yeah.
And then you wear those boots, and then you go.
And then you go burn down houses.
You go burn down houses that he helped pour slabs of concrete for.
Yeah, that's what he does for a living.
I've been watching that. I like that channel a lot. It makes me want to go start late, just pouring cement. And I just want to build up a frame in my backyard and pour cement, just to do it. And then what are you doing? Just practice and see if I got it in me.
See if you got poured cement in you.
And then just tear it up and start all over again.
What? You don't do that.
No, I'm talking about me. I want to do that.
You want to pour cement just to tear it up?
Well, I need to keep practicing.
Keep practicing pouring cement.
See if I can do it right, and then get a job like him.
This is The Beast. We'll catch you next time.